We have just talked to Ed's having some complications with his treatment. And so he called the ER and they said for him to come back in because he's got a hard lump in his chest. And so they said to call the ambulance. So he called the ambulance and he is now on his way to Torrington, Charlotte Hungerford, to find out what's going on with the hardness in the chest. That's the reason we were late, was me and Ed and Lumi and others were trying to figure out what the next course of action would be, given Ed's health. The good news is the cellulitis in his legs is under control. The bad news is the unexpected hard lump in the chest may be the complications of the medications they prescribed him. So he is not exactly a happy camper by any stretch of the imagination. He is going to be in ER for a few days anyway, because it's the weekend coming up. Good news is I'm going to be getting my hair redone today. Yay. Okay. So, it seems the problem started after he took his antibiotic and a few other medications that he was supposed to take. So it may very well be he's allergic to certain medications that they put him on. So we'll have to see how that goes. Just hoping, we caught the problem before he's got a big, hard lump in his chest. And so they have told him to that they can bring him down there because he wants to go back down and make sure it's nothing serious, which I can certainly see his point. So he's on his way to the ER. He's going to get checked out again. And hopefully this time they're going to observe him for a few hours, see if the medications don't have any nasty side effects. And so how you doing, Kevin Bacon? So that's the answer, Brian K. Where he is right now. Might be complications from the medications. Yeah, not exactly fantastic. But that is the reality of the situation. Because they gave him an antibiotic that he never heard of before. So they may have been complications because of that. Is it protruding from the chest, or is it something protruding from the chest. Protruding from the chest. And he says it hurts. Nurse told him to take the EMT said to take an aspirin. He did. He took an aspirin for right now. And he's not having trouble breathing or anything. But they agreed that since he wants to go back to the ER to have a follow-up on what's going on, hopefully he'll be fine. Because we caught whatever it was soon enough. I don't know much about antibiotics, tablets, and things like that. But clearly he is going to be hopefully be in good hands. He said the only thing was he said he was upset with the hospital is that they seem to kind of have a habit of rushing him out of the door. Or at least he said they did. It's off to the side. It's off to the side. It's big. It's about the size of a small ham. Um, yeah, definitely not good. So he's got something inflamed, something is irritated, something is acute. Actually, it's more of an egg ugly than acute. It's more of a ugly than acute. It's a joke. It's a joke. Anyway, seriously though, um, it's off to the side. Yeah. He starts pulling up the anatomy information on the internet and saying, "Is it my spleen? Is it my liver?" I said, "Ed, you're playing doctor now. You know this is not something that I would be playing doctor with." No, no, it does not have red skin surrounding it. So whatever it is, it definitely sounds like it's a side effect of medication treatment. He's going to the ER right now. He's in the ambulance. He's gonna find out what it is. It says it hurts. So, all right, let's talk about this for a minute. As you know, I care about Ed's well-being. I know he's a pain in the ass, and I know that he puts me through a lot. But I still care about the guy, okay? I don't want him to suffer unduly because of something that he can't control. I care about his personal well-being. Well, I know, I agree. If something's wrong, okay, I'm trying to say that. I'm trying to keep my calm because I realized that the last thing you need to do is see me lose my head on the show and do something bad, and that's gonna make the trolls laugh their asses off, and call me a low cow and all that. And I'm not trying to be funny. Uh, and so we're trying to take this as seriously as we can and deal with the issue, which seems to be, in this case, a complication from the medication. Um, so the good news is the cellulitis in the leg is under control. That's good. The only thing I can think of, as I said, is there is an interaction with some of the prescription medications I gave him that may be causing a reaction. And that's the only thing we can think of. I wish I knew exactly what he had, whatever it is, it hurts. And given this book of physiology showed me, I said, well, it definitely could be part of your liver too. You could have an inflammation of the liver, which would be bad news for you. And you're going to have to definitely go to the ER, because if you have a ruptured liver, you're a dead man. Yeah, I agree with you, Tiger Kitty, but they actually pushed him out the door from what it sounds like, the way he tells it. Even he said he thinks they pushed him out the door too damn soon. Because they didn't even test to make sure, see if the medication they gave him is going to be appropriate. I agree with you, though. Alright? He needs to be in an extended care facility. I'm sure they'll put him in one now. Because, oh my God, I mean, the amount of stuff that they has to do, you know. It's, I don't want anybody to think I don't care about it. Of course I do, like I said. But, you know, I also apologize that we were late, because he was able to call up the emergency services on the house phone this morning. Now remember, when we were doing the show and all the swatting calls, we made a realistic arrangement with the Winston police. And we said is, if we're going to call 911, we are going to make sure that we have a human being calling you and not a robot. And we're going to make sure that you know it's legit. And they understood that. So we explained everything that was going on. They set 3 EMTs up. 3 EMTs up here. At least 2 ladies and 1 man. And, I also feel bad that we didn't get a chance to do the video for Craig Sr. when he gave me the money for the food yesterday. You see, I was going to go down and get something to eat, but I couldn't decide what to get. Okay, and Ed said, well, why don't I go ahead and just order out and have Nolly's deliver? I said, well, Ed, that wasn't the whole point. The point was supposed to be for me to get out and walk around a little bit. Not for me just to eat. But I am hungry, so he said, Michelle, he says, I don't physically feel like going through all the effort to cook a meal right now. Which kind of put me in a bit of... yeah, probably they did. That's another good question, Tiger Kitty. I don't know. But I pointed out to them that he does drink alcohol. And that is a great question, because if he's not supposed to drink on that medication, yeah, that would be why his liver would be hard as a rock. Because he's obviously irritating his liver. So this, again, is why he needs to be in a program where they can monitor those things. Because if he's not supposed to drink, he's got to stay away. They got to stay away from the... I think they're actually staying correct. I think they were all women. No, wait, there was one guy. And 2 ladies. I'm MicheleMarieDalene. How are you doing today? How's Ed? Ed went back to the ER due to complications with his treatment. He just left this morning, just before he came on. So that's why I was late. It's because the fact is I had the EMTs here picking him up to bring him back to the ER because of complications with his treatment. It's very likely possible. He definitely aggravated something, Brian. There's no doubt about it. He aggravated something in his liver. Um, it's so. But either way, all right. Well, we got some good news and more bad news. The good news is I get my hair done today. Yay! Good news is my cold is just about gone. Yay! Bad news is the Republicans have found evidence that indicates that all the baby formula that has available as the federal government is now being distributed to illegal immigrant families. Boo! So American babies are going to starve to death. Boo! And there's no emergency state actually being done to mandate that other food companies make baby formula for the federal government, which is even more stupid that they are not even doing an act of emergency to get other food processing companies in the United States to make food. They may have, I'm sure they may have done some blood work. But I don't know how expansive or extensive the work was that was done. All right. How you doing, Paul? So, it's not much more I can say right now. I can't believe, though, like I said, why would Joe Biden not care about the fact that mothers can't find baby formula for their infants? Why does he hate Americans people so bad that mothers can't even get baby formula for their children? I don't understand this. Don't you think babies have to eat too? They were born and raised in this country, but you'll give baby formula that you stockpiled to every other illegal mother that comes into this country, but American mothers can't even feed their own babies. Now you tell me that makes any sense. Charlotte Hungerford, Torrington, Charlotte Hungerford Hospital, part of the Hartford Hospital system. I can. Kevin, I'm sorry. The truth of the matter is Joe Biden doesn't care about American people. Mothers are so desperate that they're trying to make their own formulas now. Using recipes from the 1950s and 60s. Can you blame them? I mean, really, can you blame the mothers? If they can't get baby formula, you're going to try to explain to a 6-month-old why they have to die from starvation because you can't get the food they need? You tell me that's fair. Oh, I believe it. I already told you, Joe Biden doesn't care about America. He doesn't even care to even give the people that need a stimulus program to help offset the higher food and inflationary trend to help they need to make sure they can keep their bills paid and their food on their table. All the Democrats have done nothing. Nothing. Whereas Donald Trump had made sure that there was some stimulus program and during the height of the pandemic had emergency declarations done to order that more ventilators be made. He didn't sit there and go, well, we're going to work with our suppliers to get more ventilators. He said, no, we are going to make more ventilators, even if you're an automotive company. This is a crisis. This is an emergency. Why can't ConAgra make formula? Why can't Unilever make formula? Why can't Quaker Oats make formula? What is it so hard that the people that we need to make formula have the ability to do in food services? You depended on one company in Michigan to do all the work? One company to make mostly all the formula in the United States? And that company's plants are shut down indefinitely because of that contamination? Well, you don't realize that those millions of families depended on that products from that company? I'm not saying he wouldn't. Yeah, I know they do. Overnight. Overnight. Because they don't have the majority. The Democrats refuse to work with the Republicans. That's the beginning of the whole problem. Republicans also want the baby formula issue dealt with too. The Democrats are sitting on their ass acting like it's no big deal. Right, that's exactly what he told me, Krista. It's just find it. Back to the main thing is the Democrats don't even care about the fact that Americans are struggling. They they say we're the party of the people. No, you're not. You're not the party of the people anymore. I'm sorry. You're not John F. Kennedy. You're not Franklin Delano Roosevelt. You are a party that's a wolf in sheep's clothing, and you know you are. You don't care about the average American person. Joe Manchin is one of the few men that I would consider a dino, Democrat in name only. He's more of a Republican and he's more fighting for what he believes in. Same thing with Kristen Sinema. Kristen Sinema is also fighting for what is believed to be the truth. Well, every one of them are ignoring people like Bernie Sanders, who's been screaming at the top of his lungs saying we gotta do something. And they don't care. Right now, they're so worried about the fact that its midterms are coming up. And the truth is that their elections are basically in the toilet. They ain't got no election. They ain't gonna be reelected. Yeah. You're right. You shouldn't be drinking. No. Just a test as far as we know. I'm not sure if he's at is bad, if it's as bad as Michelle called me in the morning asking me if I could take Ed to the ER. I said I cannot do that, and I don't have my car with my husband. Unless my car right. Because we called the doctor, they said go to the ER right away. But it didn't seem like it would be a situation where we need to call the ambulance. But unfortunately, with no car, even Stan CG said he can't take Ed. So I said, well, in that case, we're going to have to call the ambulance because we don't have any other way of getting him there. Who's got the majority then? It's the Democrats that have the majority right now. It's a democratically run House and Senate, do nothing Congress, just like was under Barack Obama's administration. They're not doing anything except passing things that make no sense. Brian K., I am not exactly sure. I got a call this morning from Michelle asking me if I would take Ed to the ER. I said I could not because I don't have my car and my husband has it. Okay. Ed should start repenting. Oh, I don't disagree with that. Hi, Crystalline, how you doing? Jimmy couldn't take him because Jimmy is probably more than likely is in Lakeville or on another property. He's not here. You're right. It's not the help I can give him right now. Because Jimmy isn't even here right now. Right. Exactly, Krista. He doesn't live nearby. How do we know that whatever is causing this inflammation isn't going to result in something rupturing? We don't want to be have a dead man in Jimmy's car dead from blood loss, do we? Because we're waiting for Jimmy to show up in his truck. We don't know what it is. It's acute. I can tell you. Actually, it's ugly, but it's ugly. Trust me, it's not cute. But I know what the term acute means in this case. But it definitely isn't a good thing, and it needs to be dealt with immediately. It is very warm out there. Yeah, it's gonna be humid today. There's a hot spell coming up from the south, like everybody's wanted. It's gonna be warm weather. It's gonna be sticky. It's gonna be hot. No, I don't think Ed was bleeding. No, I don't know. He could. All right, Paul. Let me explain this to you one more time. Something inside of his chest is getting inflamed. Okay? It's hard. More than likely, it's his liver. If he ruptures his liver, he's a dead man. Okay? We don't know if there already was internal bleeding. We don't know. All we know is he felt it was a serious issue, and I agreed it was a serious issue, and that we needed to arrange to get him medical treatment now, not tomorrow, not next week. Well, actually, John, you're not too far from right. But at least his leg is not the problem now. Alright. Right. Yes, I'm glad they did take him. And he asked them to take him. He said, please take me to the ER. I'm worried about this, he said. They said, fine, we'll take you down. I know Ed would probably, a couple years ago, he would probably just written it off. But he realized that the problem is not getting any better, so. A woman in the chest is very scary. Absolutely. Oh, ha ha ha. Whatever. Alright. So, we're just gonna have to just play it by ear and see what happens. And, yeah, but Tiger Kitty, the one difference is is your lumps and my lumps were meant to be there. Alright? What that's getting isn't exactly meant to be on his chest. Right. Exactly. Sure, if he had a car, he could have probably just basically driven himself to the hospital. Of course, then he had to figure out where he's going to park it. And then walk into the ER and go, I don't think so, but okay, I'm going to tell you what. I'm not going to dismiss the possibility that something's going wrong. Okay? That all I'll tell you. He's really not. He's really not my friend. He's Michelle's roommate. I just try to be civilized for Michelle's sake. Well, I know you don't really talk to Ed much. You agree with me that sometimes Ed has a habit of basically wearing me down every time. Right. Let me just see if they help you. What are you talking about? Are you sure the lump wasn't just... Guys, I am not an internal medical doctor. Don't even ask me what it is. But it definitely looks like it's something in the area of the liver. Speaking of Craig, where is Craig? Oh, here he is. John, I must be your grandfather. You have the same personality. I do hope all is well and good to see you. Hi, Craig, how are you doing? Ed had to go back to ER again because of complications of his treatment. He had a huge, big, giant lump in an area of the chest where his liver is, hard as a rock. So he and I agreed. When calling the walk-in clinic, they said go call the ER and get up there because something is going on. Yes, it is. But you know, it sort of gets closer to the center of the chest because it's the biggest organ in the body. It's apparently it is in the liver, Krista. It's an inflammation in the liver. It appears to be something in the liver is getting inflamed. So that's where that's where his liver would be. Krista says, well, it's not really a bad guy. He just has his problems. Yes, he needs to learn how to take care of himself better. I do not wish any harm or anyone. You know, I really don't care for them. Right. Right. The skin is the largest. Absolutely, it is. It is the largest organ of the body. It's the one organ that keeps all the juicy bits inside. Yep. I have congenital liver condition too, so, and I take medication for mine. So, I mean, that's why I have to take niacin, because my liver doesn't work correct. The good news is my liver condition is under control with medication. I don't know, but I have that. Brian. Congenital liver condition that doesn't work right. It doesn't properly process cholesterol and triglycerides. Yeah. All right, Brian, he wants to know what would cause that condition of a fatty liver. Couldn't think of it, man, so I asked the same question. You want me to get you a copy of his labs? I think I'd have to ask Ed for permission before I start going looking for his labs. Because we have something in the United States called HIPAA for patient confidentiality. I'm not going to sit there and go ahead. Could be a fluke in your genome. Could also be expression of a residual trait ancestor is needed at one time. Yeah. My family is predisposed alcoholic. I wonder if my condition with my liver damage may be heredity from that. From all the years of chronic alcoholism in my family. I don't even know if I would even know where to look for the files. I'm sure when Ed comes back, I'm sure he's going to talk about it. Maybe he doesn't know all the numbers, but the important thing is if Ed talks about it on the show, I'm curious to know what this is going to do for his treatments. Alright, so let's cover today's news. Tomorrow, Krista's going to try to help me. We're going to get some more kitty food for Rusty. I will have to, I can see if I can try, I'll get some more cat food tomorrow for Rusty. Obviously. I don't know, Kevin. I don't know. I can't do any more than I'm doing right now. Just play it by ear is the best I can do. He was. He's got paperwork. Yes, he has his file. It was discharged with paperwork. Well, I suppose tomorrow Krista can bring me over to John's to go pick up a bottle of Boone's Hill or Boonesbrook or Boone's Hill Farm wine if Krista feels up to it. Craig loves the Italian accent. I heard you talking the other day. Good conversation. Good to see you. Well, I'm hoping that they will go ahead and agree to put him in the hospital for a bit longer for extended stay to evaluate, make sure that whatever they're doing is working. Well, what happened was his head had a complication from his treatment. He got a hard lump in his chest. He could see the lump, which apparently looks like it's something to do with the liver and his antibiotic treatment. So he asked me to contact the EMTs. We contacted the EMTs after we called up his primary care physician, and they said to go to the ER. And so we called the EMTs. They picked him up because he wants to go back to the ER and find out what's going on because he's worried about something complications. So that's why we were late. Was unfortunately with the EMTs here and on the phone calling to talk to the doctors and everything, there was just no time to get ready to go live. So that's why we were late. No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. However, with high blood pressure, as Tiger Kitty can tell you, you can certainly do a number on your kidneys. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Christina, this morning around 10 a.m., Michelle called me and said, Christy, can you please bring Ed to the ER? I said, no, I can't bring him to. My husband has a car. Right. Doctor said, done me wrong. Well, the human body is hard to treat because what works for one patient may not work for another. It's the same was true when I was studying psych, in psych lab. It was the same deal. You could treatment work, talking therapy may work with one patient, but it may not work with another patient. Or, you could be giving a patient, say for example, an antidepressant, but unfortunately, it doesn't work on that patient, even though it works on them with 5 others. So that kind of, yes, they can, absolutely. Honey, I don't think I need to do a tarot on Ed's future. I personally think that he's clearly is going to be not here much longer. At least not at this apartment, at least. I think that now when the visiting nurse is supposed to come, oh man. Okay, so that's another thing. That's tomorrow. The visiting nurse was supposed to come. I have to figure out, we don't know what time she's supposed to come. Tiger Kitty said, I have an acute kidney injury. It's my fatty liver. What can I do about it? I think part of the problem is that the American medical system has basically gotten too complicated with too much money involved, and and I think that some ways is kind of clouding up everything. But on the other hand, would it really be any better if it was just a country doctor or a small city doctor and just did house calls and had a large list of patients that need him to come in? Honestly, where there was no insurance and basically you just had to pay for your doctor visit, I mean, most people today would just not be able to afford it. It's all run by lawyers and capitalists that want to make money. See, now what you just said, Brian K., is exactly one of the reasons I don't drink alcohol. Because the fact is that I too have problems with my liver, and I choose to stay away from it, knowing that I would basically be risking my health. Yeah. I mean, if you manage to keep your health up and you're, staying active and you're doing healthy things, then maybe, you know, your medical care physician can keep an eye on that liver issue for you to make sure that you don't got something, catch at the pass, instead of waiting until Carlos. There are mothers and fathers that need baby formula. They can't even get it. You're not going to get a stimulus check because they're not giving nothing. They're not even helping families with baby formula. I don't think you can expect any stimulus check. Simple, the recent one. You slow your intake of those foods. Exactly. Michelle is going back to the hospital. Verifies what I thought would at my last hour that he was complaining and said he wanted to go home and sign himself out. He may have. I'm gonna give you that answer, Craig. He may have originally thought about doing that originally. And then he got scared when he had a severe lump in his chest and it hurt really bad. And even he agreed with me. I said, Ed, you're having complications from this meds, and you're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to go back, and they're going to have to find something better for you that works. Honey, nobody's getting a stimulus check. Okay? Nobody is except for Ukraine. They got a $44 billion stimulus check. Because some mothers have had hysterectomies and they can't breastfeed. I suppose the fathers could if they gave the fathers the milk producing hormones they needed to produce milk. But I don't know how long it would take for the mammary glands to start producing milk. So, and in this crazy world, I don't know if that would go over very well anyway. I'm sure a lot of people, I don't know. Yes, individual states are starting on some stimulus checks. But not all the states and cities are doing that. I'm sorry, I can't do that. For two reasons. Number one, the phones aren't even hooked up right now. Everything has been rerouted through for emergency calls. Yeah. Alright, guys, so here's the story. Me and Lumi are going to go get my hair done this afternoon. Okay? And then we're going to come back home. Maybe we'll get some American Truck Simulator in. I don't know. Depends on how it goes for today. And we're going to pick up an adapter for this phone block so I can plug in a desk phone so I can have a phone on my desk. Because right now I don't have a phone. Because the studio line is still technically hooked up, but it's not hooked up for incoming calls, which goes to Google Voice, which has been unlinked from the studio line. Now the only way to do the phone calls is by using Google Voice app, which is fine, but I don't feel like going to sit and deal with the Google Voice app right now. Yeah, I need a rest, Craig. You're right. I just wish that they, that the situation would be fixed and that, maybe he'll get. See, I'm worried more about him than me, but I need my time too. I'd mentioned it before, as I said to Stan CT. I said, I need my time too. I need to take care of my own time. Yeah, it went to the ER, yeah. Yeah. He's at the ER, yeah. Right now, I don't feel like taking phone calls because I don't think it's a good idea for me right now to take phone calls. Too much script going on. Too much excitement this morning. Too many issues. It's no problem playing World of Warcraft tonight. But don't we have a night show tonight? Yeah. Yes, it was very, very hard. It felt like concrete. It felt like concrete. I haven't even gotten done filtering out last night's um processing last night's um Twitch stream to bring it over to YouTube side yet. I know that, Krista. I agree. It's not good. You're right, and that's a good reason why Ed was rightfully concerned. God loves this Michelle one. I know God cares about people that try to help other people. Let's see. Right now, guys, I can tell you what I can do. Let me get the Google Meets up. I all the crazy stuff that happened this morning. I didn't even get the Google Meets online. Because I was so late. Okay, I was so late that I didn't even have time to get Google Meets up. So let me get the Google Meets part working. Alright, so let's get that started. And alright, come on. Alright. Yeah. I don't have a lot of time, guys. We only got about 15 minutes before I have to leave the house to go for my doctor, or for my hair appointment. So let's just take a quickie calls. Copy that link over here. Publicly pin it up there. Okay. Wait a minute, what the heck? Ed's going to die if he doesn't get. He wants the ER. What do you want him to do? If he doesn't get proper treatment, if the medical team doesn't give him the proper treatment, whose fault is that? If he doesn't get proper treatment because they fail to give him the proper treatment, whose fault's that? Really? Whose fault's that? If the hospital fails to give him proper treatment. Oh God, we're going now and get the trolls coming in. I see messages waiting for me. Let's see which ones are which. One from Krista. Okay. Alright, now Billy says. Okay. And support team says going to be late with the show because she has maybe to call 911. Yep, that's exactly what they did. Alright, so right, hospitals are now becoming for profit. No, I don't disagree with that, but just saying is it is as it is. That's all it is. Now, since considering some situation that started the whole thing in the first place could have been avoided years ago if he had gotten proper treatment when he should have gotten it back 10, 15 years ago. But he ended up basically not getting proper treatment, and that just complicates and compounds on the problem. That's part of the whole issue. You don't get proper care, you're gonna end up in the you're just gonna end up in dire straits. I'm not I'm not farting. If I did that, you wouldn't have heard it anyway. As far as sneezing, sniffling, and coughing, not much you can do. I'm on the tail end of my cold. I don't think he cares. I don't think he really cares. I think they're probably hoping I'll just throw him in a wood chipper and be done with it. He'll be buried in a potter's field. He's not going to have much. I'm going to be buried on green burial. Just wrap me up in a burial shroud, throw me in the ground, throw in a marker symbol or whatever they have to do. That's it. Just let me deteriorate, decompose, and become fertilizer and compost for the next plants around me and animals. Well, all I know is that it's kind of hard um, to change a man who doesn't want to change his ways. His daughter is raising three sons. She's a manager in Manchester. That's all I know. No. Now, by the way, I know about the Slayton sisters, how they tried to basically milk everybody for their price, claiming that their sister Tammy Slayton died and all that a couple years ago. And yeah. Um, I don't really know if what my future is either, but I do need to contact the local funeral home and get my burial arrangements arranged because I am, you know, 54. Might as well see if I can go ahead and reserve a plot to burial preserve. In this chat, I applaud you for no reason other than you all were brought into this world for no reasons. No. No, I just want to be turned into compost. A simple green burial. Wrap me up in a burlap sack and just throw me in the ground. Cover me with dirt and I'm done. No marker, no gravestone, no nothing. I don't want anyone ever to see my body ever again. I just basically want to become compost. So I can get back to the land what I've taken. No, that would not work. Well, we still got 9 minutes. If anybody wants to come on the panel real quick in 9 minutes, we are up for 9 minutes for the panel. Um, doesn't matter. I'm dead anyway, right? What's the point? I'm not going to make any money out of it. Where I'm going, there's no need for money. Okay? I don't want science to play around with my body. I want to just return to the earth and become compost. That's all. Yes, I see that. 22, actually. We're up to 24 at one point. Well, actually, we still have 8 minutes left, guys. If anybody would like to come quickly on the panel, Tiger Kitty, why don't you come on the panel real quick? Honey, I don't want to be in medical books. I want to get back to the earth. I want to get back to the earth what I've taken from the earth. I want to get back to the earth what I've taken from the earth. Take my time on earth. You realize the leg in the Christmas story was actually plastic, right? Oh yeah, there was a follow-up to the Christmas story where he finally was able to find for his dad another lamp with a leg. He wanted to find one for his dad to make up for the one that got damaged when he was younger. His dad was very happy to have the new lamp. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to go ahead. You know what? I remember how that story goes. Okay, Kevin, the young man had just gotten his first driver's license, and he was going out with his girlfriend. And, he happened to remember how his father told him that he missed the lamp with the lady's leg on it. And, so with his income working in the department store, he was able to save up. Not only was he saving up to buy a car, but he also was saving up enough money for a Christmas present to get his dad another lady's lamp leg. All right. Oh, I agree. Right now, we still have. I mean, that was really hard. But then again, it was worth a lot of points, too. Um, what we need to do is get a few more of the guild to come out and help us do the. We have things we have to turn in. We have quests. We got to find out where they're supposed to go to. Um, yeah. You should do the next show on location. First of all, I cannot, for one reason. They do not have a good Wi Fi in the hospital. Second reason is my cell phone service sucks up there. Really sucks. I can barely even get a phone call out. I swear to God, they were jamming our cell phone service. Um, I was lucky in that one room that I was in that I was able to make and receive phone calls. Using a voice over IP from the hospital, but that was about it. I swear to God. You know what? That's a great point, Tiger Kitty. You might be exactly what it could have been. And it didn't say anywhere in a note that he should not be drinking. So, this is definitely where I think the problem is. And I told that to the female EMT, the same thing. I said, you know, I think he's having complications from the alcohol. Well, in this case, it was in 2019, December 6th. When I was in the ER, I couldn't even get access to a clean cell tower to make a phone call out. I tried to call in through the voice, through voice over IP, through my T-Mobile plan, through a UMA, and I couldn't make a phone call because that phone didn't have UMA support working. The battery was just about near dead. I had no access to a charger. I had no one to call. All I could do was just sprint out really fast, short little text messages to Patty, and that's what we did. When I was in the hospital, I asked him to move to the window bed when I had my heart surgery, and when I did, I had good exception, and the Wi-Fi at St. Francis Hospital was outstanding. Yeah, well, what it is when Torrington Hospital was on the fringe. But yeah, I had my room I was in really didn't have access to the outside window. So yeah, I suppose if you stay in the regular hospital wing, you can get better reception. No, he's not. All right, so let me explain what we're gonna do with the next thing on my project today. It says the hair. I need to get a desk phone on this desk. Okay. Now, this phone switch to Clear 1 XAPTH2 takes up all the RE or regular equivalency. So I can't plug a standard rotary dial phone in here because that also is the ringer equivalency of one. I need to get a second phone in here. And I have to unplug this XAPGH2 and get a coupler and connect it to a standard black 500 desk telephone, so I can have a phone on this desk, so I can make and receive phone calls. Now, I know some of you guys are gonna say, "Yeah, but we wouldn't be able to make phone calls and do all the fun stuff." And yeah, well, right now I need to get a home phone for emergency purposes. Second thing is that soon we're gonna be going out. We're gonna be doing videos outside on the porch, and we're not gonna have time to worry about rolling out big fat phone cords going all the way out to the porch. So we need to consider we're gonna have to use a soft phone. Michelle, you need to let me talk to him before. No, it's not dead. Oh my god. Alright, guys. Let's just say this much, guys, right now, and it's time for me to wrap it up. Okay, I gotta go down to the hair salon, and I have something I have to do as well. On the way down there. Okay, gonna pick up something at the hardware store. And so, everybody here, I want you to do me a favor, okay? Listen up. To pray for its well being. Okay, I know. We all know we don't. Some of you don't care about Ed, and some of you do, and I know about dying. Come on, this is my 34th life. 43rd or 44th. Yeah, 43rd. Michelle's died a lot of times too. She's actually older than me. Yeah. Okay, the point is, I know about dying. Come on. Enough with the bullshit. You think I don't know about dying? When Hurricane Sandy hit Long Island, I had battery backup on my phone system, and it didn't cost a nickel. And I had phone service for the 8 days we were out of electric. Right. Yes, it is very important to have a hardwired home phone. Tell me how much level. Guys, if I find anything out, okay, I don't have anything right now. I didn't expect that we're going to have complications with his treatment. We had no information that we was going to have complications because of his treatment. So, we're just trying to deal the best we can to hold on the best we can. I don't know what gods or goddesses you pray to, but if there's any that you could pray to and ask to him, it'd be okay. I would appreciate it, okay? Because, speaking of phone calls, alright, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Alright. Um, yeah, I was gonna do my own show, but I'm not gonna necessarily sure if I'm gonna do a live show like Michelle's doing. It's just not worth it. No, it was just his doctor's office recording confirming that he has an appointment for Monday. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I might just go to ABC Pizza, just get a soda and something lightweight or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do after lunch. All I know is that gonna just go ahead and try to take care of everything I can and try to keep my life normal as best I can. All right, guys. I will let you know if we find anything out. Okay, I will do what I can and tell you what I find out. I have to go take care of some appointments and stuff this afternoon. And that's all I can tell you right now. Is I don't know what they found. I don't know anything out because he hasn't called me yet. So do me a favor, keep me in your prayers and keep adding your prayers, and we'll see what happens. All right, stay out of trouble for now. Bye bye.